Movie footage used on the podcast is for fair use. Nightmare Talkers makes no claims or ownership and only uses the footage for commentary and entertainment purposes. So please support the film and the art of filmmaking by watching Terrifier 2 on home media or wherever you can watch the movie. Enjoy the episode. Hello, everybody. Yes, I am on Nova's screen.
Well, he's just a little guy.
Yeah, I'm just a little guy, missing my horns. Um, Full transparency, it's because I got home like super late for like recording because I was talking to women. Yes. And so I'm all alone.
Women are
Nobody
scary.
here to find
They're scary.
me. Yes, they are. It's okay. We shall protect you from the women.
Thank you, Smiley.
You're welcome. Anyways, and so yeah, I got back late, and so I was like, I'm not putting on the whole outfit. Nova, do you got like that little PNG thingy of me? And they were like, yeah, and I'm like,
I
sweet,
can do
just
that.
record your screen. We're just gonna record your screen then, and just do it like this.
Good for me.
Yep. Anyways, hello everybody. Welcome to the episode of the podcast. It is your boy slash spiritual entity slash favorite clown, your favorite clown. No other clown like me. Smiley. And,
Smiley.
yes, and the one, the only, the sometimes fanatic, sometimes probably deserves to be in a place that has grippy socks. No, 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 Nova.
Ah! Ah! The crowd goes wild. Ah! Are you throwing shit?
I dropped a quarter.
Careful, you're lucky we're not in a final destination.
True. Just put up on the sign, R.I.P. Smile.
Rest in peace.
Nova's taking over the
Hi,
podcast.
guys.
Oh, anyways, yes, welcome back to the episode. This is episode number. What episode number is this?
Dude, I don't know.
Yeah, so it's episode number 18.
Yeah.
And we are talking about Terrifier 2. Yes. So, Nova, this was your first time. I have to keep saying this over and over and over again in every
Look,
single
man.
episode.
Eventually, we'll get to some of the movies that I've watched on my own.
Okay. Again, full transparency. I asked Nova, hey, what movie should we talk about this week?
I wanted to say
Message
The
back.
Strangers, but I know you can't.
Me- and then the first message back, that's a good question. And then nothing.
I was thinking, and then I wasn't.
And then I was like, screw it. Let's just do. Have you ever seen Terrifier 2? And Nova's like, no. Do I need to watch the first one? Not really. But you like gory stuff? Yeah. And
Yeah.
I'm like, well, I got a treat for you. Watch the Terrifier series. Did it satisfy your gore hunger?
Yeah,
Yeah.
it did. Apologies, who are watching. I am eating
Anyways, so yeah. So yes. So while Nova is consuming that, I'll talk about the movie real quick. So it happens like a year after the events of the first film. It kind of doesn't really coincide with the first film. I think this this movie really starts having a plot. You have Sienna and her brother. You have Art. We're the three main people in this story. And so Sienna is supposed to be the embodiment of everything that is good, and Art is the embodiment of everything that is evil. And so, unlike some people that might be in the same room as Nova, there actually is a story throughout the entire movie. Okay, it's not just the last 15 minutes of the movie. There actually is a story behind, like, through it. And so, um, and it's a good movie through and through. No pun intended, because of how he found art. Um, but it's a pretty good movie. Not for the faint of heart. Uh,
Oh yeah.
it's pretty gory. And no, I don't know if you believe me, but the third one is worse.
Third one is worse. Count
Yes, the
me
third one
in.
is worse. Like, I almost threw up watching the third one. So, but then I realized I'm a psychopath because of the fact that I went and ate food after watching the third movie.
That's easy. I can I
And I was
can
like,
I can I can
I'm
do that.
hungry. I was like, I'm hungry. Let's go get food.
Hmm.
And my friend
Eat.
looked at me. He didn't. My friend Adam, which you saw in the 16th episode,
Was that best friend?
he didn't go. Yes, best friend.
Best friend.
He didn't go with me to the movie because he doesn't like horror movies. But he came. He dropped me off and picked me up, and I kind of told him a little bit about the movie, and then I was like, "Hey, can we stop by somewhere and get food?" And he looked at me like as if I was like a horrible person. He was like, "You just described one of the most gruesome deaths ever, and now you want to go get food?" I said, "Yeah, sometimes those movies make me famished."
Sometimes the violence and gore makes me free.
Yes. So, yes, there's plenty of gore, like Art literally ripping a dude's head open with his bare hands. Um, the
Presses the
nice whip, yeah, the whip that he makes,
yeah. I
the
didn't like the
heart
whip.
that he eats, stabs the dude in the dick.
Poor guy. He didn't just stab the dude in the dick. He stabbed him in the dick and then cut it off.
Yeah, and so I don't know. Probably who had like the worst death would probably be that blonde chick, or no, the other one where she had salt and bleach poured over her body
Yeah.
with a bunch of open wounds.
God, I wish I could remember
And
their names
that's
right now.
Yeah, I forgot the name, but
Like it starts
Nova
with an
will have
M.
it on the screen. Pow, pow,
I feel like
pow.
it starts.
Probably. Anyways, we can't obviously show everything that what happened. We can show we can blur it out, but we can't show everything. We can't even put it in black and white because it
It's
gets it's super bad.
maybe I'll
But we
make
can
some like a paint illustrate. We'll see if I feel like I have the energy to do that.
or you can just blur it out a little bit, maybe throw something over the top of it.
I'll put glitter and sparkles on it.
Yeah, exactly.
I'll make it pink.
So, yeah. And so, she had a pretty nasty death because she had her arm chopped off, hand ripped into one way, and then the other arm ripped the other way, scalped, sliced up, face sliced off. Part of her foot got cut off, and then her back get completely slashed up. And then to just make matters worse, she runs out the room, comes back, and pours salt and bleach all over her.
I do not understand how she was still moving through any.
I don't know how either.
Like,
It's called horror movie logic.
she should have been down for the count simply from shock. Like,
Yeah, or blood loss.
yeah.
The sheer amount of blood loss, it probably should have read it down for the count, but it is the movie. So, what did you think of the Terrifier 2? Because every single time we've said "Oh, this is your first time watching it," you just go, uh, uh,
I
eh,
liked it.
yeah.
I liked it.
Did you like the little RT boy?
I did like the little arty boy and the even littler arty girl.
Fun fact. Yes, sorry. I thought you were gonna keep going. Fun fact:
No.
that girl, that girl was one of his first victims.
Yeah. I
So
remember.
she was killed in the Terrifier, and that thing is actually the demon that brought Hart back to life. So, why don't you tell the audience how you felt about the morgue attendant getting killed?
How I felt about the attendant getting.
Yeah, like kind of describe it a little bit.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
This like describe the kill or
Yes.
uh,
Yes. Yes. In
uh
every gruesome detail.
every gruesome detail. Oh dear god. I'm trying to remember exactly how it went down. uh
You got his throat slashed.
yeah, he got his throat slashed. That's where we start off at. Tries to call 911. Obviously just choking on blood. So operator's like, "Hello? Are you there? Are you there? Are you there? Hello?"
Sir? Sir? Sir, are you there?
And then Art, he gets a little hammer, smacks him, whole bunch, smacks him with a little hammer, a whole lot. Like his head no longer resembles a head.
And pulls out
uh,
his eyeball.
and yeah, he does pull out his eyeball. He pulls out his eyeball and he puts it the morgue guy his eyeball into Art his keys. Uh,
His eye socket.
Art takes morgue eyeball and put morgue eyeball into Art eye socket.
Didn't you say beforehand we were like, yeah, we're less brain dead today than before?
This is the normal amount of brain that I am, okay?
It was
The
and
least confusing
I
way I
think
could describe him and him.
yeah. I think the funniest part about that whole thing is how he casually went over to the laundromat
Yeah.
afterwards and
There
just
was a
got
dude sleeping in there
completely
too. Like
naked.
he was just hanging out.
Yeah, he
That
got
man
like
did nothing
completely
wrong.
naked and like washed his clothes. Well, he looked at him funny.
He looked at him funny because he was playing with a demon girl. He couldn't see the.
Well, so Art's one of those characters that like you cannot talk out of killing you.
Mhm. Oh yeah.
That's just how art is. Art is just that sadistic. Art comes from originally from
I don't know. I feel
you
like
know
I feel like the friend potentially could have had a chance to have not been killed by him if she wasn't to him.
no, no, no,
I don't know. He just seemed like he was being silly
no,
that.
no, no.
No, the mom and that little boy saw Art and they didn't die.
Well, yeah, because that's more out in public.
But like not I mean
Yeah.
eventually didn't die.
Yeah.
At least
But to kind of give people a refresher because it's like I think episode 3 or 4 we talked about the first Terrifier movie. Me and Robin talked about it, and with with that movie, it's how did it go? Oh, it if my brain worked, Art kind of like he still killed everybody even though like they didn't do anything to him.
mhm.
So, but also the talk from the first movie, kind of bringing it from what we talked about in the first movie, the the origins of art ish that kind of brought art into the big screen is the movie All Hallows Eve.
I know of it.
Yes, so that is the first iteration of art, the clown. So art comes from All Hallows Eve, first ever movie. He's just a dude dressed up like a clown. He's not really like a very, very bad looking art
Mhm.
without the sunken face and all that stuff. And he sends a girl to hell
That happens.
and she gets taken by the devil. And then he doesn't really appear in, so it's an anthology film. You know what that is?
I would if I was smarter.
It's a bunch of short films put into one movie.
Gotcha. At
So
some point in my life, I knew what that meant.
yeah, the over overall thing, it's you're watching on VHS tapes, and with Art, he and it wasn't played by David Howard Thornton, by the way.
Mhm.
He came in when they made the Terrifier movie, but the guy who did it before him did a good job. Um, anyways, so with Art, he didn't appear in the second one, but there was a picture of him, like a painted picture of him.
Mhm.
And then he was in the third one, and he was the main killer of the third short film that they had. And then he came out of the screen and killed the babysitter and the kids. Yeah. And then what's really cool is at the end of All Hallows Eve, Art looks at the audience. He breaks the fourth wall.
Don't get us.
So yes. And so, anyways, that's kind of the not like the origins, like the actual origins of Art, because that's supposed to be separate from everything. That's like non-canon, but like how Art the Clown came to be on the big screen,
Mhm.
because the fourth one's supposed to find the origins of Art the Clown. So, anyways, what did you think of like the whole angel sort of thing with Sienna?
I thought it was sick.
Yeah,
As someone does cosplay and tries to make my own stuff sometimes, I thought it was sick just to like watch her process too.
you know how big the budget was for that movie?
How big?
$250,000.
That's not big.
That's like nothing. It made over, I think, because it was unrated, it didn't make a whole lot of money. I think it made like probably about $20 million.
Damn.
And then the third one had a budget of 5 million, and now it is the highest grossing unrated film of all time, with I believe somewhere in the $80 million range.
God damn.
Yeah, and so um, yeah, so Art has kind of he's became kind of like what some people call the modern day Michael Myers for younger audience,
Yeah, I could see that.
um, because he doesn't talk, and
Keeps coming back.
he keeps coming back, and so and so yeah, that's just the thing. Oh, so no, actually, the budget for Terrifier 3 was only $2 million, and they made so $2 million worldwide. It made $87 million.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, 18 million opening weekend.
Profit.
Yeah,
Donks.
so just basically straight profit.
That's
So
that's
yeah,
that's good shit.
yeah, and so and then I can pull up Terrifier 2 real quick while we're kind of in that. So Terrifier 2's budget, yes, was 250. Oh, it was the first Terrifier movie was $35,000. The second one was $250,000. No, I don't want AI mode. Stupid Google.
Yep.
And it made okay, I was off by a few, by like a few $1 million. It made $15 million.
Still. Profit.
Yeah. So yes, it there's a reason why there's a fourth one coming out now. So the fourth one is in the works. We don't know how long it's going to take, because there was quite a bit of time between the second one and the third one.
Hmm.
So it might take a while just because with those budgets that they had, it's very like they can take more time, but it's also very constrained to what they can do.
Yeah.
So like with the first Terrifier movie, like I said, they only had a budget of $35,000. Most of that went into practical effects.
Oh yeah.
That's another thing I like about Terrifier is they don't really use CGI. They use like practical effects, like old school Hollywood. And
Looks good. And it
yeah,
looks good.
yeah, with Terrifier 2, with Terrifier 1, they filmed it in an abandoned factory, so they didn't have to pay for the location. So, and then the Terrifier 2, they didn't really have to pay. Like they might have paid a little bit for locations,
Mhm.
but not a whole lot, because they had to pay for the school, and they might have to pay. They built the set of the Terrifier haunted house,
Mhm.
and so, but as you can tell, a huge portion of the budget went towards practical effects.
As it
So,
should.
like one of my favorite ones is like when that girl gets hit in the face with the sulfuric acid,
Yeah. You see her
and you
skin
see,
bubbling.
yeah, you can see the skin bubbling. It's like they don't really, and there's only one time that they hide a kill off screen, and that's when they kill a kid.
Mhm.
Because the director Damon Leone has come out and said that he will never kill a kid on screen.
Yeah.
So, which is a good thing in my opinion. Some people don't like it and go for themselves, but don't kill kids on screens.
Yeah.
Just
That's just messed up. They're kids.
yeah, yeah. And so
Still kids,
now
but you
off
can't see
screen,
it, okay?
yeah, like okay, it's like off screen. Yes, it happened. Okay, cool, whatever, you know. But don't show it actually happening on screen
Mhm.
because it's pretty messed up. I love how like with the horror community, there is a line that we do not cross. We will watch someone get brutally, like in the most abhorred way, and but it's like we want to do that to a child. If you fucking touch that kid, I swear to God, you know,
Yeah.
like, and so
I guess there was the little boy who was
yeah. Oh,
how much does that count
as I mean, it's off screen,
for the most?
so he was dead when it switched back, so he didn't physically watch him die.
Gotcha.
So that's what it counts as an on-screen death, is you physically watch them die.
Yeah.
So also I do see that you're in the clown cafe. Welcome
Yeah.
to the clown cafe.
Having a nice dream.
Yeah. What did you think of the whole clown cafe scene? I thought it was kind of random
I also thought it was kind of random, but like fitting.
in a good way.
Yeah. Like it fit the movie. It fit the
Yeah.
scenario. Like fell asleep after watching a commercial and he woke up in the commercial.
Yeah.
But it's scary and bad because art is
Question though. So with the clown cafe and all that stuff.
Mhm.
Oh, hi. Didn't know it was record. Oh, wait. This was for the ad. Duh. Hey guys, how's it going? Yes, so instead of adding the ad thing in the video itself, we're gonna go ahead and do it here and just kind of make it a repeat thing. Anyways, this video slash podcast is sponsored by Dubby. Dubby is a gamer energy drink that's cheaper than most of the competition. They have tubs, sample pack, merch, all you can think of. They are way cheaper, like I said before, than your typical other people. I think it's
$40 for a tub. And also, if you use promo code Nightmare Talkers with an S, you get 10% off your order. They are doing a collab with Solo Leveling, which is one of the biggest animes going on right now. And so I would recommend getting that. So, yeah. Anyways, again, so it's w.gg and use promo code Nightmare Talkers at checkout. Enjoy the rest of the episode.
So as you can tell, Art doesn't have a singular weapon.
Mhm.
What do you think about that? Because I've heard different things.
I like it.
Like he needs to have a singular weapon. Oh,
I
it's
like that he can be
unique that he doesn't have
versatile.
to. Yeah,
Like he's not locked to one thing. He'll just grab what's near him or what he's carrying on him, and that's good for him.
and
He's got his bag of
uh,
tricks.
yeah, I see. That's like his unique thing. Is not only he's like the black and white cloud, which is supposed to be like a polar opposite of Pennywise, by the
Hmm.
way. Um, so with, but he has this like garbage bag full of like different things. Um, and a lot of people hate gunshot kills in horror movies,
Yeah.
but the Clown Cafe one was
Yeah.
pretty gruesome
The Cloud Cafe one, that was different.
because he just straight up pulled out a like freaking Tommy gun and just lit up the place. Ra-ta-ta-ta.
Ra-ta-ta-ta.
Ra-ta-ta.
Ra-ta-ta-ta. Ra-ta-ta-ta.
But anyways, yeah. So like he just straight up pulled out one of those and just went at it, you know.
Mhm.
And so that's like one of the only things that like I do like about Art, like one besides like other things. But what I really do like about Art is he's very versatile with his weapons. He's not just, you know, has a knife, has that whip with a bunch of blades on it, or things like that. You
Mhm.
know, like has he fallen into the category of killers coming back to life due to satanic powers? Yes, he's fallen into that category.
Yeah, unfortunately, he's in that. But
Um, yeah, but
he
he
has
has
fun.
his own thing where yeah, he does have fun with it. And so and obviously he doesn't 100% pass it. He does fail
Mhm.
because he does get his head cut off, but that did you see the final scene where the lady pulls him out of her stomach?
Yeah.
Did you recognize the guy that was in it?
Uh, no.
Did you ever watch wrestling? That's Chris Jericho.
Pass me one of those eyeballs. Huh? And put some of that brain jelly on it too.
He's like a famous WWE star.
Ow.
Yes, and also now AEW, I believe. Yeah. So a lot of WWE stars and AEW stars have switched over, like have played in horror movies. So and also lots of other movies too, but we're not going to go there. Anyways, one of my other favorite kills was the store owner
Yeah.
because it kept going back and forth between like Sienna talking to her friend and the store owner. And so, what I also liked about what Art did and that Demon Girl did, it was trying to make the mom distrust her kids.
Mhm.
So, just because, obviously Art did that to the mom's car and it also blew her away.
That mom, I understand that there's, maybe some stressful things going on in her life and in the family, but Jesus Christ. Jeez,
She's,
I have
as,
words about that mom.
go for it.
Needs to mom better.
She needs to mom better? Why do you say that?
He's just like nice to her kids. Like Other than, like, maybe 2 times in the movie she says I love you.
Straight up slaps her son.
Yeah.
Just bam.
Like, her son is obviously distressed.
Yeah. And just straight up slaps the son.
She rips up the dad's old art book.
Yeah.
Like, Jesus Christ. You called him a
kinda had
bitch,
it
you're the
coming.
bitch.
She kind of had it coming to her a little bit.
I
Which
did.
sounds bad because she's a really good character, but
Like,
she did have it coming to her.
I was sad when she died, but also I was not sad when.
And talk about somehow surviving. Sienna gets stabbed in the gut with her own blade.
Demon magic.
Angel magic.
Oh yeah, that too.
Remember, she has God on her side.
Right, she's the holy angelic good person.
Yeah, she has.
She's the foil.
I have the power of God and anime on my side.
Don't fuck with me! I have the power of God and anime on my side!
Wait,
So, anyways, what did you think of the little brother? I thought he was kind of cool. There's more
he was a dorky
development
kid.
of him in the third one. There is more development of him in the third one. So
I think he was just a dorky kid. Like,
yeah.
he was your
little-
average, slightly odd, maybe sometimes more than slightly odd, like early high school, late middle school boy.
He was a little obsessive over uh the over serial killers, especially the Miles County Clown.
See,
also
the thing
known as
is,
Art. I know it's a modern thing for like
he's just got a touch of the tism, and that's his special interest. Okay, I understand him.
what are you into serial killers or something?
I was for a little bit.
That's why you're with explosive.
I don't know what you're talking about.
I don't know what you're talking about. But obviously the whole movie is centered around Sienna and good versus evil, which one will triumph over the other.
Obviously,
And
it's good.
yes, but it was a hard road to get to that point.
Oh yeah, it was almost not good.
Yeah. So you really didn't like the whip thing that he had?
Oh, I like the whip.
I thought you said you did.
I like it, but not if I were to encounter it in real life.
Oh, yeah. He's like puts like I think he put like a bunch of like knives on it or something like that,
like a razor
like,
blade whip or something.
Yeah, put a bunch of razor blades. I think some shards of glass. That also shows how innovative he is. And you
There might
see
have been
more of that in the
scissors.
third one.
I think I don't know. I feel like I remember.
Yeah. He used a pair of scissors
Good for you.
Thank you. You needed that filler. Anyways, no. So he did use the scissors on the girl to scalp her. Which it's like, ouch, but also the precision that man has.
Right.
With a pair of scissors.
Like that was skillful, masterfully.
It was very skillful. So, I'm gonna throw out some of my theories on Art the Clown. I don't think Art was worked for like a carnival, or he might have worked for the amusement park or whatever, just because of like the origins, of the first kill, right? But obviously he dresses and acts like a clown to draw people in. But I think he was just a normal everyday Joe until he finally snapped.
It was just a guy, and he got a little sillier.
And so that's what I think my headcanon thing with art is just because of the brutality. Now he probably was like
Oh,
abused growing up, and you know was treated horribly. And again, headcanon art probably an orphan.
probably
I'm just gonna throw this out there. He's probably an orphan, had really bad um,
gives orphan
foster
vibes.
parents or whatever. He gives off orphan vibes just because he doesn't really get. He grows attaches to those demons pretty quick,
Hmm.
right? He grew attachment to them pretty quick, which is kind of a thing from a thing that children have called reactant attachment disorder or something like that. And what that is like if you didn't get loved enough as a child or whatever, you kind of push people away, but also you start bringing in bad influence a lot closer. So maybe he had that curse all along as well. And so they were just waiting for that right moment, and then he decided to put all of that on and went on a killing spree. So because it is in New York
Hmm.
because it is based in New York, and so that's kind of my head canon thing for art. My theory. That's just a theory, a nightmare talker's theory.
Look, we already had Matt Pat in the last one. I.
Well, we don't need to put Matt Pat in here.
I don't know. You referenced him.
No, I didn't reference Matt Pat. You can just create I'll make it for you like a little game theory thingy, but with like with our logo in it. A nightmare talker theory.
Nightmare talker's theory.
I don't know. You know what the funny thing is? Matt Pat is on my screen right now. Now just saying that. Yeah. I don't know. I've been watching a lot of game and film theory lately.
Good shit.
It's hard to watch it without him.
Yeah. Now he's doing politics.
He is, which is insane.
But also, like,
Anyway,
if anyone were to do it, it would be him.
it would be him. It would be.
You said I'm retiring, and he's gone on to every side quest except retire.
I don't know. I think I can straight up see Markiplier running.
That too. I
Hello?
could see Markiplier running.
Hello, everybody. I'm the president of the United States.
Hello, everybody. My name is Markiplier, and today we are running for president.
Oh my gosh. So, do you have any headcanon theories, whatever, of the Artie boy?
Orphan vibes. That's about it. I'd like to think that he was probably also just kind of like a slightly fucked up, quote unquote, guy up until like he's like, you know what? Murder sounds great.
Maybe an outcast?
Yeah. Maybe he was like
that is a
he could have been the clown that nobody.
true. There's lots of serial killers out there that were outcasts until they started doing what they were doing. Like
Yeah.
what?
I'm sorry.
Like I know Ted Bundy was an outcast growing up, and then he becomes this ladies' man. You know, when he's an adult.
I'm gonna go. Oh boy.
I don't know. Can you think? Can you think of like any serial killers that could represent art besides John Wayne Gacy? John Wayne Gacy.
Oh.
He kind of gives off Jeffrey Dahmer vibes.
I don't think so.
Art is cannibalistic.
Yeah, but like.
He does lure people in.
Yeah, but like that's like what most.
True.
That's just kind of what serial killers be doing.
True. This is very true. He does have a very unique signature. Because he writes his name everywhere, like at the scenes of his crimes. Like I know because you haven't seen the first one, I'm gonna spoil this for you. He like completely destroys a bathroom, like just craps all over the bathroom, and then writes the word art in his own crap on the mirror, and then kills the two guys and turns one of them into a jack-o'-lantern.
Oh, cool.
Yeah. And so, anyways, then obviously when he kills the mortician, he writes art because he like because that's what like a serial killer thing is to always have like a signature,
His calling card.
his calling card, as you may, because like the lipstick killer, for instance.
Mm-hmm.
The reason why they were called lipstick, why he was called the lipstick killer, was that he would write in lipstick. Um, he would write in lipstick at crime scenes, and he would always say, "Please catch me, please stop me, I can't stop." Because sometimes with this, like the sad thing is, like with a lot of serial killers, is like it's an impulse that they can't control,
Yeah.
and so like sometimes they just have that impulse where they just can't really control it in their body, and they just have to do it because it's like an itch.
Yeah.
I know, like the classic one that kind of shows that is Dexter, that TV show. Um, he has to kill somebody, and otherwise he like starts to go insane. Like his body physically can't really do anything unless he kills something, like a person. And so, and maybe that's just the thing with art, but also I think art is a very sadistic person too because he likes to drag out his kills. He's not like a quick death sort of thing. He likes to have fun. He likes to toy around.
Mm-hmm.
Like with the girl with the sulfuric acid, she was still alive until he ripped out her heart. It might
Yeah.
have crushed her like lungs and stuff like that, but she was still alive, and then she felt him ripping open her rib cage even more,
The heart was
and then
beating when it
ripping
came
out
out.
her heart. Yeah, and so and it shows how sadistic he is and how he cannot be talked out of being out of killing out of being like out of killing someone just from the fact that that girl was like, "Look, I was, I'm basically just begging for her life, things like
It's not
that." And
gonna
he
work.
just kind of stood there smiling, and then he brought out the jar of sulfuric acid and throws it on her face, and then he just sits there, dances around, and laughing silently while he does it.
He's just a silly
So
guy.
he is a very silly guy, but that's just how art is. He is a very just really messed up in the head sort of thing. Anyways, yes, I went quiet. Whisper, 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 whisper.
Whisper, 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 whisper,
Uh,
whisper.
oh Jesus Christ. Um,
Hey everybody, welcome to Nightmare Talkers ASMR. Today we are talking about Terrifier 2.
just also, just kind of, I also want to do a comment shout out as well because we do have a comment on one of the videos. On the one from Clowning Around with Jason, the Rat Man. The Rat Man says, "I love the vibes."
Nice.
So
That's
we
what
love
we're
your
here to bring.
we love your vibes to Rat Man. We'll have your comment on the
I love
screen.
rats.
Yes, and we're also now at 35 subscribers.
Whoa, big
Yeah,
wins.
it is. It's pretty big, especially for just starting in February. With also like almost like with almost a month hiatus on top of that.
Big wins.
And so, anyways, just wanted to give that quick shout out. I just looked over and saw that. So, thank you, Rat Man. Appreciate the support, the love, all that good jazz. So, but back to the movie.
The movie.
Yes, the movie, the movie. You couldn't see my face good because you probably looked at me weird. Um, anyways, we gotta have like a counter for how many times I say anyways. Let's just do a combination of just smileys doing anyways, 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 anyways,
anyways,
anyways.
anyways, anyways, anyways.
I say it. I say it a lot. I say it a lot. Anyhow,
Special 1 year video compilation of every anyways.
anyhow.
Anywho.
But yeah, so Art is a very sadistic, messed up killer who will kill without mercy and have fun while doing it. So that's just how he is.
It's my kind of
There's
guy.
no way of backing out of it. Like people are like, "Oh, this is how you could take out Art." Blah 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 blah. And I'm like, "No, you
No,
can't.
no, it's not. That's not how you can do it.
Art Art's pretty unstoppable. He's not 100% unstoppable, but he's pretty close. He's not at Jason level unstoppable.
If he wants ya, he'll get ya.
Yeah,
Whether it's the
he
first
doesn't
time he
care.
sees ya or not.
He doesn't care. That's another thing that's kind of makes the modern day Michael Myers is he stalks his victims
Mm-hmm.
before he goes for it. You might interact with his victims or kind of watch them from afar, kind of watch them how they do things, kind of like what Michael did
Mm-hmm.
in the old days. Is Michael would like stalk the
In the good
victims.
days,
Yes,
I have a
but
confession to
Michael
make.
would. Yeah.
I haven't seen any of the Halloween movies. Uh...
That would be the Halloween special.
Are we sure I should be here?
You watch the obscure ones, and also it's nice to have like a first time perspective on these things
That's fair.
because the difference is like you watch the really obscured movies, like the ones I haven't seen,
Strangers!
and I've seen Strangers, but
Oh,
and I've
strangers!
seen a lot of mainline movies, kind of like mainline horror movies that you haven't seen because you're just like freaking crap, But
I'm just different. I'm not like other horror movie watchers.
don't tilt your head back and forth. You say that. I'm just different.
I'm just different. I'm so quirky.
Just walk me off the screen for a second. Just walk me off the screen for a second. I'm
Goodbye,
gonna
Smiley.
blow my fucking head off. All right, bring me back.
Welcome back. I see your head still there.
I'll do it after.
Oh, okay.
After I give you the logins and everything.
Gotcha, gotcha. You gotta make sure somebody can upload this video.
Yeah, exactly. Anyways, see, I said it again. Fuck.
Anyway,
Shit. Fuck. Shit.
that's a lot of things that I
That's
can
the
put
right
onto
now.
the swear counter.
Yeah, it is. It is. You're welcome. You're welcome, internet.
Question,
You're welcome,
Smiley.
children with cancer.
Does dick count for the swear counter?
Yes, dick
All right.
does count for the swear. Oh, you dick. Oh.
Got him. This one's for you, Charity.
This one's for you, Charity. This is for all those kids that have cancer. Shout out to the kids with
Shout out to the
cancer.
kids! Woo!
But not in the Minecraft YouTuber way, the normal
Absolutely
way.
not in the Minecraft YouTuber way. We're not that channel.
Jesus. No, we're not.
We're normal.
We are not.
I promise. Well, as normal as we can be, at least.
Yeah. It is funny. Like,
We're
I've seen so many
weirdos,
videos.
not freaks.
Yes. Well, Nova's a freak, but not.
I'm a freak, but like, I'm a freak. You know?
Children also should not be watching what we're putting out here on the internet. If your child is watching this,
I have some more words about your parenting techniques.
yes. Nova is going to yell fuck in 3 seconds to make sure all the kids are gone. 3, 2, 1.
Fuck.
That was so bad. And just start going like, hey parents, Hey parents, your kids are watching something inappropriate on
Hey,
YouTube.
hey, parents, hey. I said a bad word. Little
You're-
Timmy's watching violence and gore and blood on YouTube, and we're saying fuck and shit. And dick. We said
Like-
that a few times too. Thank you.
like, I don't. When it comes to, in my opinion, when it comes to younger audiences, when it horror movies, you got to be at least like 13.
Oh,
because
yeah.
Then you can mentally comprehend it.
Oh, yeah.
You know, because
You watch that shit before you're 13, you're gonna end up like us.
yeah, yes, you
You
are.
don't want that.
No, you don't. But also with the fact that horror is a different kind of genre than basically anything out there. It's meant to scare you. It's meant to make you feel paranoid at all times.
Mm-hmm. It's
Build up
meant to
that
fuck with you.
anxiety. Yes, it's meant. It's like legitimately made for that. And so a child that's developmentally cannot handle that because like children can watch action movies all day, right? And things like that. But watching a horror movie is like a completely different like the horror genre is not kid friendly whatsoever. And so Nightmare Talkers does not encourage anyone under the age of 13 to watch horror movies. And then after that with your parents' consent.
Ask your mom and dad before logging on to nightmaretalkers.com.
We need to.
You need a parent's permission for going online.
Yeah. But anyways, fuck.
Fuck.
Anyhow,
I would yell it if my parents were not directly above me. Unfortunately, I still need my parents' permission before going online.
yeah, I can tell.
If I'm too loud at night, they take it away.
If I'm too loud, they take it away.
If I'm too loud, they take it away. They took away my iPad.
We need to get back to the movie to kind of wrap things up here.
I guess we could.
We can drag this out for 10 minutes.
No, we can't.
You want to bet?
I'm broke.
I can drag this out.
I believe in you.
Yes.
Ramble.
But first, because of the fact that you don't really do this, like to explain things out, I want you to give it 1 out of 5 stabs, and then explain the reasoning.
Oh god. You know, I all that goes on in my head is TV static and like cotton candy fluff. Not words.
Yes.
So that's why I have such a hard time elaborating on my feelings. Because I think in feel, not in word.
In physical touch.
But I would probably give Terrifier 2 a pretty solid like 3.5, maybe even 4 stabs. Maybe even 4?
Really?
Maybe. Probably closer to 3.5. But like it's getting there, you know? It could potentially, you know?
Oh, and then knowing you, you would give Terrifier 3, 4.
Probably.
No. So why do you give it 3.5?
I think the acting was good. The acting was pretty good. It had a story. Like it wasn't just a gore movie. Like I was led to believe it was by someone. Like if you actually pay attention to the movie, there is a story to follow. Like I can see how someone could not catch the story behind it.
I had to say that it was a gore fest so that you would watch it.
I mean, it was a gore fest. It just wasn't just a gore fest. Gore
It's pretty
fest
close
with
to just
passion.
being a gore fest. A gore fest with passion.
That's how I want to go out.
Jeez. A gore fest with passion?
Yeah,
You just want to be ripped apart limb by limb.
yeah. But like passionately, you know? Make it freaky.
Therapy. You need therapy.
You're the one who asked me to talk more.
True. True. This is my
This is your
mistake.
doing. This is all you're doing. Yeah. Good acting. Bad story. I'd say it was not a bad story. Like it was kind of like, it was a little cliche, but like when you do a horror movie in general, it's like there's only like 3 ways a horror movie can really go in terms of like the basis of a story.
Right.
So
And also the gore.
oh yeah. And the gore, mwah, cherry on top. Beautiful.
I get it, cherry, because it's red. Get it? Get it? Because it's, blood is red. And the silly little boy named Art. Think of, okay. You talk about Art now.
Talk about
Your
art.
favorite clown is
He's
your
so
favorite clown is sitting
silly.
in the corner.
He's so silly. That's all I gotta say about him. He's just a silly guy. He's just.
Shit.
I'm so proud of you.
Thank
You did it all by yourself? Did you wipe? Do you need help?
An offer.
It's not an offer. It is just if you need help,
Don't
I'm here to
worry
help.
about it.
Did they let it crust up?
Did you
again?
let it crust up? I don't eat them.
That's a lot.
Anyway. Eat shit and live. Oh no.
They're doing sign language.
Oh no. Oh no.
But obviously, your favorite clown is still Smiley.
Yeah, my favorite clown is still Smiley.
You didn't have to say it like that. Okay. And not the whole fucking wink thing. Anyways, I guess I'll go now. I give that movie a 3 out of 5 stabs, just because obviously I've seen the third one. The third one's a lot better. Obviously, with a budget of $250,000, you get what you get. But the gore in that movie, the uniqueness of the kills, because like I know in the Clown Cafe, he like lights up a bunch of people with a gun, and then he literally burns a lady alive.
Oh,
And also that was the nice little fire stunt right there, because that was a person still dancing in that fire.
we love fire stunts.
Yeah, and so that was something really really cool. The gore obviously is like phenomenal, because I am a sucker. I think I've said it so many times. I am a sucker for practical effects. I love practical effects, just because of the fact that it makes it more realistic,
Mm-hmm.
right? It's the realism kind of behind it. Now, obviously, with the budget of $250,000, did the practical effects all hit at once, kind of make it look realistic? No, but I think you overlook that when you're seeing someone literally being ripped limb from limb. You kind of overlook that. Great cast. Good story. Obviously, they talk more about that story in the third one. They just didn't really bring in that story from the first one, because there wasn't really a story in the first one. First one is kind of what that person in that room with you has said. It's just stab, stab, clown,
Mhm.
stab, stab, clown,
See-
stab. That's what it is.
First one, they weren't planning on making a series out of it. So like they
They
weren't worried about a story.
I mean, they were planning on making a series, but they didn't really know where it was gonna go because they didn't know how popular it was gonna get.
Hmm.
So they were planning on making a second one, but then they saw how popular the first one was, and the budget went up, and things like that. It helped with developing that story because then they're like, okay, yeah, then we're for sure doing a third one, right? And then when the second one was a huge success, they're like, all right, for sure doing a fourth one, and the fourth one is gonna be the final, at least they say, the final Terrifier movie.
They said that about Final Destination,
True,
and then here we are.
but also here's the thing with the Terrifier movies comparatively with the Final Destination movies. Final Destination has a big studio behind it.
Oh yeah,
Um, Terrifier doesn't,
yeah.
and so and I do love like the small indie. I prefer watching indie films over, you know,
Big
mainline
budget,
movies, big budget
big
movies.
budget, big people.
Yes, I do prefer watching that. Like one of my favorite studios is A24. They make really good movies. And the Terrifier series comes from Screambox Studios. So they they literally got a guy who was just a YouTuber, made these movies and said, "Hey, we like it. Let's make it into an anthology film, and then let's make you a whole movie after that, and we'll see how it goes from there." And again, with that small of a budget, because it was 35,000, then it was 250,000, then $2 million. Again, this is like in modern day movie making, that's like scraping the bottom of the barrel
Oh yeah, that's
budget.
nothing.
That is nothing. Like a movie easily, like comparatively with the big studios, like a cheaply made movie is like $50 million. And so with with that sort of thing where it's,
Riley, stop dropping
you know,
shit.
sorry, with that thing where it's like the smaller budget and the smaller, because they had to have a smaller crew, the amount of overtime that it took to do this thing, because the editing takes a while because the director Damien Leone does the editing as well. He writes the script, he films and directs the movie, and he edits the movie.
Got
So
his hands all over it.
yeah, exactly. And obviously art has came from like this little humble beginnings to where he is now, where he's literally has his own song by Ice Nine Kills called "A Work of Art." If you haven't listened to it, 100% recommend listening to it. It's an amazing song. Anyways, but yeah, but obviously the third one gets better from the second one, and so that's why I give it a 3 out of 5 stabs. And so I told you I could drag this out another 10 minutes.
I'm so proud of you.
Yes, you did take out 5 minutes, so I'm proud of you.
Did I?
Yes, you took up 5 minutes. I was watching the clock.
Wow. I can talk for 5 minutes.
Yes. Don't listen to explosive. You can talk for more than 5 minutes.
Like I can do it or I'm allowed to do it.
You're allowed to do it. So, anyways, well, thank you guys so much for watching. Make sure you like, subscribe, comment down below what movie, if you want your own movie to for us to talk about, comment down below. So, Nova, you got anything to say to these lovely people?
I hope you all have a wonderful and terrifying day and or night.
Yeah.
And we'll see you next time.
Uh, and again, thank you guys so much for watching, listening, all that good jazz. Hope you guys have a great weekend. We'll see you next Friday. And as always,
Be
Be
spooky.
spooky.
We were close.
Close enough.
It's
the new outro music?